Hello, everybody, and welcome to the meeting of the Healthy Minds. Today is our first Wednesday of June, and I'm super excited to welcome a new month. I like it because it's the sixth month of the year. That means we're in that middle point where we are able to look back how far we have come, not to look back and be like, I'm still here, because obviously we are still here. And something that someone, there's a member of our community who likes to say that this is his forever club. And I like that because we don't have an expiration date. We don't know how long we're going to be on this earth, but might as well make the journey worthwhile and enjoy it while we're at it. So, welcome to the month of June. I like the idea, let's talk about that if you agree with me, that we continue with the same theme of recommitting, but recommitting for what, right? Recommitting and the reason for what, like the reason behind it, what would it be? So that's why I titled today's call. I titled today's call, Make Yourself Proud, because I think it's important that we are always conscious on we're not doing this for anybody else. It may seem like at some points I get people messaging me back like, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm failing you. You're not doing this for me. You're not doing this for the person who invited you into this um community. Is somebody hearing something like back? Is there like feedback? You're hearing me fine? Something's odd. Yeah? Okay. I here comes back to me. Anyway, so sometimes it may feel like you're doing this for somebody else, and in reality, you're not. You're really doing this for yourself. You're doing this for your mental health and well-being. And I think it's good for us to understand that, and I think we can dive deeper into that. But whenever you, I think, feel like a loss of motivation, go back to the thought of, I'm doing this because I want to make myself proud. And what do you need to do in order to make yourself proud? And I think that shifts our thinking of, I have to constantly, you know, be in the victim mindset. I have to constantly be in the self sabotage mindset more than, no, I can snap out of that and I can do this so that I can be proud of myself. So we're going to dive deeper into that. But before we do, I wanted to mention and remind you that it's now confirmed that the creator of the program that will be released in July, her name is Jericho McMatthews, and she is going to be releasing the program Morning Meltdown 100. And that is going to be an amazing workout. And I know you're going to be as excited once you start experiencing it. So she's coming to New York City, and she's going to be doing what we call our super weekend. It is an open house, and it will be taking place on July 27th. That weekend of July 26, 27, 28, as a national event, there will be people getting together all around, just getting together to learn more about what it is that we do. This one is particularly special because it's going to be in an open house format. So not only will you experience the business opportunity, but you will also get to taste a lot of the products that we have in our catalog. So if you're anywhere near one of our locations, I'll post the link in the comment section so that you can also save it, look into it. It's in our new coach news. So if you have any questions, I will also be glad to answer them. If you are here in the New York City area, make sure that you purchase your tickets because it will sell out. So we haven't publicly announced that she's coming, but once it is open to New York City, tri-state area, New Jersey, upstate, and the vicinities, it will sell out. And we don't want that to happen. So make sure you don't leave it for last minute. You get your tickets now. It is again July 27th. The next thing I want you to kind of keep a date open is going to be in August. We're going to be doing our annual family get together where we bring the whole family, husbands, children, and all of us, and we gather in one of the parks. We usually like to go to New Jersey. Maybe this year we stay a little bit more local unless somebody has a good location. I was looking at a nearby park, and I might just ask for a permit and have a good gathering there. And we're just going to have a good time. Usually we just come, we share a meal, we talk, we let our kids get to know each other. They play, our husbands do the same, and it's a good old time. I'm thinking it will happen, if not the first weekend of August, it will happen the second weekend of August. Okay? So just keep those two dates in mind. And then as the time approaches, we like to switch between Saturdays and Sundays. Some years we do it on a Saturday, other years we do it on a Sunday. So stay tuned for that. All right? And now, before I forget, this community that we have available is always open for us to invite other people who want to be a participant of it. Right now, we have a lot of things happening. So there are people who can't work out. So we have what I'm doing right now with a group. It's called the 21-Day Reset, it's a vegan detox. And we do it for 21 days. It comes with a kit, and you do everything step by step as the program is designed. To give you more support, we are adding you into a group on Facebook so that you can be, supported and guided just the way that we do in other groups. Now, if you have somebody who may be interested in trying one of our workouts, remember that we have year memberships, we have quarterly memberships, and we have a 14-day trial that they can actually try out and experience what it feels like to work out from home, and maybe it's something that will work for them. We also have products that can help them with their nutrition, and it's a whole different guide on different ways that nutrition can be solved. A lot of people have a lot of snacking issues. They like to have a lot of snacks at hand. So we have the snack bars. People need a superfood shake. And what I'm hearing is that a lot of the protein shakes that are offered out there are not complete meal replacements. So our shake does stand out in the crowd. And if you've used it before, you can also help other people by giving them a trial. There's a 7-day sampler that they don't have to purchase a full bag. They can purchase a 7-day sample, and it brings different flavors of the shake so that they can give that a try as well. If you find that they like to go to the gym, they like to work out, but they don't have the same energy and stamina you do when you're working out, maybe because they haven't tasted Energize, they haven't tried our pre-workout. So that's a good opportunity for you to help them see that we have those 10 packets for them to try it out and see what happens with their workout. If you are a coach, all you have to do is send them a link from your account, or tell the coach who invited you into this group to give you her coach ID, so that then that person can send the link out. Because together we are stronger, and most people just Google the information and then they go off and purchase things, and they end up buying things that are either more expensive and they don't have support along with it. And here we have a community of people who are doing something, because we do want to help others make change last for the long term. All right. Anyone who makes a purchase of any of our challenge packs or completion packs will get a promo code so that they have access to MM100 come July. So if somebody starts in June, they can still have access. They don't have to purchase anything when July comes. By purchasing in June, you get an access code in July so that you can access the workout immediately. All right. So just one of those, I needed to make that announcement before I forgot. And now I will hand it over to Diana.
Guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit today about just getting started. A lot of people are submitting in the month of June. Can you guys hear me well? I didn't put headphones. Do you hear me well? Okay.
I can hear you.
I started in the month of June, recommitting. Some people recommitted to a new workout program. There are a lot of people recommitting to their nutrition with To Be Mindset or Ultimate Nutrition Fix. And way to start. I know that Francesca started recently and she started watching the videos little by little, and she's not consuming them all at once. She's watching them as we go along. And we've been working a lot together, just doing one thing at a time. And I just wanted to give Francesca a shout out because she has been trying Shakeology for a couple of weeks now, like weeks, right? And she hasn't, it wasn't something that she loved right away. And it wasn't something that I loved right away. I had to try different recipes. I had to blend it a certain way. I had to, even today, we literally just FaceTimed and I was like, let's make the shake together. Let's see what happened. Because I made it for her at my house and she swears I made it differently. She was like, no, but you did it really good, whatever. But we realized that she was putting the Shakeology at the bottom of the blender, not at the top. So it's like all these little things that we think that everything is just gonna fall together so easily without putting any effort. I was telling her how hard it was for me to eat vegetables and how I had to try so many different recipes. And you have to give yourself that time to be a beginner, to learn, to try new things. And if it came out terrible, trust me, I have cooked such bad vegetables, mushy and all these things. I've done so many things that I would have given up, but you have, like, for me personally, it's like I want it so bad. I want to eat healthy so bad. I want to change my life so bad that I'm going to try it. And it's worth figuring out how to make Shakeology taste good to you, because then you're going to feel all these benefits, right? You're going to snack less. You're going to feel satisfied. I never knew how my body biologically felt to be healthy before Shakeology, or before eating more vegetables, all these things. Every single program.
Diana,
yeah.
Before you go on, I just thought of something. It would be good if we all shared like one of our special tricks, how we learn to love Shakeology. Because for me, and I have said this, a lot of people don't believe me, but I still till this day cannot switch my chocolate flavor. So for me, my go-to is chocolate. I have always vanilla as a backup, but chocolate has been my one and only favorite flavor. The way I fell in love with it was using half a banana and putting PB2 in it, the powdered peanut butter. And I also started by using almond milk inside of it. Because it made it creamier. Then I started to wean myself off of the almond milk because I wanted more weight loss. Now, once my taste buds were adjusted to the whole tasting, I've had to do that. I know some people like it with more ice, others like it with less. I use 3 ice cubes. My husband likes 1 ice cube. I can't drink it with one.
No,
I don't like it shaken.
No.
So I have to say that I started with chocolate, but it was an acquired taste. So for me, I needed to hook it up in certain ways where I know that my first 90 days, I was so afraid to try even new things that I stuck with the same recipe over and over again until I dared to try different things. And when I found unsweetened almond milk, I found the creamy texture, and I added blueberries. It was like a very different mix for me, but that's what I enjoyed for the first 90 days with chocolate. Then later on in life, I started experimenting with other flavors. I found the chocolate with the half of a banana and powdered peanut butter. Then I later found out that in the summertime, I need variety in my life. If you're like me, I need to always enjoy what I'm having. I just like variety. I tried strawberry, the regular one. I don't like the vegan. I like the regular black bag. And for the summertime, I love to add coconut water to that one. with piña, pineapple, and a lot of ice. I'm an icer, so I need like 5 to 6 cubes of ice. Like I need a slushy. And
That
then
sounds
most
really
recent,
good though. Strawberry and pineapple. That one's
so
good.
refreshing. I've also learned how to do piña colada with chocolate Shakeology, vanilla Shakeology, and the same way. It's with coconut water, pineapple, and then they sell rum raisin. You know how people use it for baking?
The rum
I used to buy
extract.
it for the shake. Rum extract is what I meant, sorry. And I also used to buy those extracts a lot in the beginning because I just had to fall in love with it, and I figured out, okay, these are working for me. Like the almond one, the vanilla flavor one, I would add like a little drop or two to like spice it up a little bit. The
So
rum
we're
raisin.
sharing this, and I think it's important that you mention that because on the one go, you're not gonna find your recipe.
No.
Just like you're not gonna find like I recently learned that my favorite way to eat broccoli is when I roast them on the oven. And I knew that I didn't like broccoli because it was just too mushy. So in my mind, I was like, broccoli is always going to taste mushy, but it doesn't have to be. It could be crunchy if you roast it in the oven. So that's one thing that this journey has taught us, that we have to be open to trying different things just so that we can get to a good place. You may continue. I love it that everybody's sharing in the comment section all of their ways. Continue,
Yes, I
Diana.
love how you said that you started with one way and then you weaned yourself out. Sometimes it's worth to add things so that you like it, right? And then start removing things and see, because your taste buds do change. Your taste buds change. Like I feel sometimes that I have an adult taste bud. Like I know I'm an adult, but you know how when you were kid, you would eat like frosting or things that are very sweet that tasted good to you before, and now like I gave my daughter's pear with cinnamon on top. I think it's delicious, and they're like, "Oh, mommy, no, I don't like it." But I'm like, "Oh, I guess I have a sophisticated palate now or something, you know." But it does change. So I kind of lost my train of thought where I was going. Oh,
You
but
said
okay,
something
so
about
it's
every
basically
program.
to take the time. Yes, that every program, any workout program, any nutrition program, it has a prep week, right? So you can do that at any time, especially when you're recommitting. Like go through your pantry, go through your fridge, um, restock your fridge and see, like Francesca came over and we looked at like my seasonings, and we were talking about seasonings and changing those up. Those are like just little things that you can do to prepare, like to set yourself up for success. If I think I had one more point, but now I lost my train of thought. So but that was basically it, about looking at your resources in Beachbody On Demand. Go to that resource menu and look for any program.
Any program. So it could be for your workouts, your nutrition.
It's going to tell you how to prepare. And I was actually going to I'm going to post even the guideline in our groups.
For those of you in the Just for the Health of It group, in the To Be Mindset, I want you to know that I was able to upload the new calendar for the month of June. It's all in the album section. For those of you in Fixed on Change, I'm going to be uploading the June nutrition calendar with all of the meal plan ideas also in the album section. So be on the lookout for that. The goal is that we experiment. And I want to dive a little deeper into what that means when we look at summer and we're in the middle of the year. We know that time is going to pass. The summer is a very interesting time of the year. And I've noticed that living in New York, whenever we have a sunny day, everybody goes crazy. It feels like we feel like free birds, like they let us out. They let the dogs out, and all you see is everybody, ready for the barbecues, ready for the ice creams, ready for the gatherings and all of those things. And it makes you kind of lose track of your goals because now the kids are off from school. Now they're in your hands. Now things change. Your structure, your schedules are going to change, but your goal is still to be the same. So I want to take a moment and just have us think about, how do I want to feel? Let's think short term right now. Let's just think from here to July 4th. How do I want to feel from here to July 4th, which is exactly 1 month away? And this is a chance now for everybody to open their mic and share, how do you want to feel in these next 4 weeks? Like, how do you want to show up? Less bloated.
Hello,
Olga said.
ladies.
Hi.
I don't know. I'm always the one talking. I guess to get the wheel
You
started.
open the wave. Go for it.
My focus now is just to like build a strong base. Like when you're building a house, because I know what's to come. Like you said, a lot of barbecues, a lot of get-together, a lot of ice cream, a lot of beer, a lot of going out, a lot of eating out, and I just want to like build myself now so that when I get to those situations, I'm able to see the options that are better for me. So I could choose vegetables or salads instead of just eating meat and bread. So I could, like, let's say, want to like gravitate towards those choices, not like what I used to do, let's say last year. So I'm just like Diana said, like trying to change my palate, trying to get used to vegetables, trying to get used to the Shakeology, just incorporating those things every day without missing out, just so that I can have like a routine, so that when summer comes, it's just part of my life. Like,
and that requires
and
planning.
I'll be able to stick to that.
And what I think, one of the things, hold on, Veronica, you said, how can you speak? There's a button on the top right corner. If you can just click unmute, it will unmute you and you can begin to speak. Veronica? Oh.
You were actually unmuted. Unmute yourself again. There you go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's my
Hi.
first time joining in.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you. Well, I don't know, most of you, if you've been following me when I've been posting things on the group site. I actually just had surgery on Mother's Day and I had my gallbladder removed. So it's been a little bit difficult for me in terms of foods. Surprisingly, the roles have switched. Water is my best friend. Something that was so hard for me in the beginning to do, because I could, like, the most amount of water I could drink was like maybe 60 ounces, 70 ounces, around there. Now I'm drinking my 4 to 5 bottles a day. I can't live without my water now. It keeps me full. Another thing is with the foods now, because since I just had the surgery, a lot of the foods, even the vegetables, even the smoothie, the Shakeology in the beginning, I had to stop drinking it because everything was making me run to the bathroom. Then I was also getting a lot of cramps. Stopped. Some food I still get a little bit of cramping. I still have times that I get my bowels go to the bathroom and all of that, but I've been learning to work on my food. And like I was speaking to is that I don't get hungry a lot throughout the day now because of that. So I've been learning. She actually told me, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, to spread my food throughout the day, even though I'm eating in less portion, even less than my containers. So that actually has been helping me these past 2 days. I've been doing that. So, I appreciate that option that she gave me, and that advice has been helping me a lot to stay full throughout the day and not have a lot of cramping.
Thank you for sharing that, Veronica. What you mentioned about the Shakeology, what you said that worked for you was bringing it back in, but in smaller portions until your body adjusted to it. And I think that's important, not to just give up and be like, this doesn't work, but to do it small and then bring it back in and increase it as you go. The other thing is, guys, a lot of times we can be afraid of eating. And we may be afraid that if we eat too much, we're going to sabotage ourselves. Or again, if you're having issues with your system, you're not going to want to eat because it's going to make you go to the bathroom and you don't know what kind of reaction you would have.
Yeah.
So my advice is always eat something. Like, you can always start with veggies. You can always, if you have a container system and you can't eat everything in your containers, then eat something from each individual container, because you're sending the message to your body that it is now time to work. So if you feed it, it's gonna burn fuel. If you don't feed it, it's gonna take out of its own fat system and it's gonna burn that. And that's how you never lose the weight. You're like, oh, but I never eat. The other thing is, you'll know that you're not spreading your meals apart long enough if you find that at night you're snacking more than your dinner and done. And when you're saying dinner and done, is basically you had your dinner, you had your food. It's now kitchen is closed, no more chewing. If you have any need to eat, then you should just need water and you should be okay with it. But if in your mind you're triggered to eat at night, it's because your body didn't have enough nutrients throughout the day. So it is important to spread. Your biggest meals should start breakfast and lunch, then have your snacks, make sure you have your dinner, and then done. It doesn't matter who's yelling at you from the refrigerator. You don't need to open it. You don't need to open the cupboard. It's not you. So drink your water, prepare with your tea, and be done. And I also recommend that you keep track, especially for you, Veronica, right now. You want to know what are the foods that are spiking you, or that make you go to the bathroom, or that make you have a reaction, because you don't have a gallbladder now. So your gallbladder is the one that is able to help your body kind of defend itself from the fats and from all of the like fatty foods. So now you have to be the one who detects that. All right. Anybody else? I love this conversation. Someone said here that you want to be more consistent on the weekends and with my workouts. What can we do about consistency throughout the weekends? Because I think that's one of the biggest problems. For most people, a lot of people say before they begin this journey, I don't have time to work out. But then on work days, they're able to fit in their workouts. But then when they're home, like Saturdays and Sundays, their schedules are up the wall, and now they can't keep track of anything, and it's back to waiting on Monday. So anybody have an example of something that you do that works? Mari?
Hello, guys. What I've been doing is on weekends, I get it in early. I wake up, I do a little bit of stuff around the house, and then I'm like, press play. And that works for me. And I've been very consistent in staying on the weekends, doing my workout and stuff like that. So
planning ahead.
Yeah.
So would be planning ahead, knowing, okay, my family, we have a baseball game, we have to be at such and such beach. Let's plan ahead. You wake up before everybody and you get your workout in. There's another thing that you can do, which is if you're going away, like let's say, for example, you're going on a camping trip. You leave Friday, you won't be back until Sunday. Sometimes you can substitute your workout for the activity that is going to take place at the camping ground.
I've done that
too.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Or you can take your phone and play the videos at the camping ground and go at it.
I'm telling you, I've done a 360. Like, they know already, my family and my husband. They're like, no, Mari needs to do her exercise because she is not playing. And I love it. Like, they respect now that this is really important to me. And I'm going full blown with this, whether you're going to back me up or not. So it takes time, but trust me, if you stick to it, you'll find a way, and then everybody's waiting for me. Are you done already? I'm like, yeah, now we could go.
And I love that you started, because nobody's going to give you permission. You have to take that ownership. And then once you show up, you show them how to respect that. The other thing is, guys, let's say, for example, I know by doing court divorce that there's a routine. Like, let's say if you're doing a court divorce or you're doing 80-day obsession, those are longer workouts. And if you have, let's say, one day you're doing one of the workouts that is like 47 minutes long and you don't have that time available, you have Beachbody On Demand. You can go ahead and choose one workout that is a 20-minute workout, a 10-minute workout. We have 10-minute workouts, we have 20-minute workouts, we have 22-minute workouts. You name it, we have it. So if you have the way, if you have the will, you'll find the way.
Yep.
And you have to put it in your mind. And sometimes you actually have to write it down, like Mari says. Let your family know, this is my time. Just like you need time to take a bath, just like you need time to take your, get dressed. It is you.
And it's the habit that you start creating. And once you start breaking out of like going all in on weekends, I was huge on that. I was great Monday to Thursday, and Friday came and I threw everything out the window. So what I did was I just reminded myself, my body doesn't know the difference. I'm the one that's creating all this hype about the weekend. So I started staying consistent in my behaviors all throughout the week and making it a goal to make it a weight loss weekend, which I challenged myself, because if you can conquer the weekend, you can conquer anything. I think that just setting yourself up and making sure that you know where you're going, if you have any activities or plans with the family. We all know that all birthdays require cake or pizza somewhere. Make sure you load up on the greens before arriving. And I never miss Shakeology during the weekend. And if I'm focused, that is the number one thing. It's a non-negotiable. Yes, working out is important, but for me, making sure that my nutrition is on point and that I'm hydrating myself is key. And if you want to make it a weight loss week and you're already going in with that intentionality of like, all right, I'm going to win the weekend. Come Monday, I'm going to weigh in and I'm going to report a weight loss because I put in the work, and I'm going to celebrate that. And it gives you this like I'm in control. And every weekend that passes, and do it consistently, maybe for 3 weekends in a row, you'll figure out that you're breaking those barriers that you've created yourself, because it's habits that we create. The same thing goes with like late night snacking. Same goes for the weekend. Like, you just have to revert and do something different. And your mind, you got to play around with your mind. That's why it's always good to change things up.
Very good. So how else are we preparing to like be, or what do we want to achieve by the end of this month, or like by July 4th? We're going to be celebrating the freedom that we have achieved. So where do you want to be? Because this is like, we're working backwards on, that's where we want to be, and this is what we have to do to get there.
All right, so can I talk?
Of course.
Hello, ladies.
All right.
I know I am a great failure at posting in the groups. Like, my life is crazy and hectic. Today, I drank my shake and I took a picture of the empty cup. Did I post it? No, I'm about to post it now when I finish the call. So what I'm doing, and I'm trying to just keep my hands on the wheel. If you see me going crazy, like moving from place to place, I'm in the kitchen. And what I'm doing is this. Because I know I got a hectic day ahead of me tomorrow, I am cooking my meals tonight. And I'm trying to stack them in the fridge, so like that I have no excuses to not have what to eat, because I know it's hectic. The kids are home. I'm planning on taking them out, and this is the only way I can make it work. Yes, it's late. I'm cooking, and I'm going to put it away, but I have something to go to for the day tomorrow. And that's one of the things I do. I stay home late cooking my meals and having them ready.
But you're sacrificing time now so that you can have time later. So
time later and something good to eat also, because when you're hungry, you don't think and you go for whatever's there. And we know that out there, the choices are not the right choices.
Not at all. And if you're an emotional eater, you're out there and your kids are having ice cream and you're like me, you're like, oh man, I want some ice cream. But if I had Shakeology before leaving, I don't really need that ice cream because I'm already full and satisfied. So prepare ahead and you will be happy with the choices you've made. And I want to say that being healthy doesn't have a specific date. We wake up every single day, and if our heart is beating, it's giving us permission to be healthy, to be vibrant, to have energy. So let's embrace that and own that gift that we have on a daily basis. A lot of the things, Veronica, that you can do to gain energy and strength back, it comes from your nutrition. It comes from hydrating yourself. I was actually listening to, I don't remember who said that, again, you said water is your best friend, but making sure that you're having like those high, like antioxidant types of foods, like the red peppers, the blueberries, pomegranate, things that actually, you could have a little bit of it, but if you have a little bit of it, it's giving you the potency, like the nutrients of it, and your body is going to absorb it faster. Another thing is like our mindset. I think a lot of us, especially during the summertime, we get presented with a lot of idea pushers, a lot of food pushers, a lot of people who want to push their goals on us. But it's the summer, you got to live a little. Oh, but you got to let loose a little. But in my mind, it's almost like I've lived loose so long that I'm not interested in continuing on with the same loosey-goosey life. Like I want to be able to enjoy myself and not go home and feel guilty afterwards. I want to be able to fit into my clothes and feel comfortable in it. So it's time for us to like step into our own place and own that. So does anybody have any specific questions on your meal plans, on your nutrition, on your getting ready to get ready to be?
Are you feeling stuck? You have no idea where you want to be in July. These are the conversations that we can have.
So I feel like I should introduce myself because this is my first time on this video, on this virtual chat. And I'm really nervous,
We don't bite.
Don't be nervous. What's your name?
Wendy Zorita.
Hi.
Hi. And, I've struggled. I've been sober for 12 years from alcoholism. And so one of the things that I think happened to me was I turned to food as an addiction because I stopped drinking and I stopped smoking. And then suddenly when something emotional happened to me, I started eating. And in a matter of 2.5 years, it was almost as if for 10 years I was not in contact with my family and I was doing just fine. And then I started to welcome my family back into my life and I started to gain weight faster than I ever could imagine, to the point where it's now unhealthy for me. And I can feel it, and I've tried everything. I've tried diet pills, I've tried 310, and none of it worked because I knew it was emotional. And I went to one of the Proud Latinas events to do a, sorry, I'm nervous, that's why I'm all over the place, but to do a vision board. And I met, I always feel like I pronounce her name wrong. Is it Eunice?
Eunice.
Okay, I met Eunice there, and she came up to me and said, I feel like I was supposed to give you this. It was like a postcard and of this like beautiful thing to put on my vision board. And I got, we shared, I requested me on Instagram and we've been sort of talking ever since, but she's always been very patient with me. She's like, whenever you're ready, because I told her like I really wanted to work on my weight because I was struggling with my family stuff. And finally, 2 years after I met her, here I am. Like I finally texted her a couple of days ago after coming back from Puerto Rico with my family. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I don't want to be unhealthy anymore. And I started crying and I felt like the same way I hit a bottom with alcohol, I felt like I hit a bottom with food, or at least I hope I did. So I'm
And
here.
I'm glad you recognized that you had to hit rock bottom in alcohol to recognize you needed a change. And just like that, you needed to hit rock bottom in your foods and your emotions to just fix it, because you can't continue to live numbing the situation. You're in a good place, and welcome, because you're ready to work on yourself. And as you said, you're now going to replace the bad habits with just getting to the root of the problem. Food is not going to solve our situations, and it doesn't fill any voids. We have to solve them elsewhere otherwise. And I believe that I'm sure, are you using To Be Mindset?
The box literally arrived today.
You
I'm
have.
so excited for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just got it.
And what we need is emotional healing, not emotional eating. And I think that many of us, and I can attest, I was an emotional eater all my life. And I think it's the most abused drug out there. And it's because it's always at our disposal, right? And it's okay. And any celebration, any sadness, whatever it is, food is always present. So I would highly suggest for you to jot down your thoughts and find another replacement that's healthy, that's not linked with you filling a void. Rather, you finding joy in a hobby, or in crafts, in movement, in finding other things where you are more creative, rather than you fueling yourself with something to kind of like get the urge out when you're feeling down or happy or whatever emotions you're going through. Because there will be times where you're in the raw because you no longer have alcohol to numb, and you no longer have food as the crutch. So you want to make sure that since today, like day one, start thinking of ideas or ways that you can now find ways into self-love, into self-care, whether it's a manicure at home, reading a good book, talking on the phone with a friend, going for long walks, being part of a community, engaging in conversations, and finding that personal growth book, personal development book that's going to help you heal and get to the root of what is it that's allowing you to get to other things to cover what's happening truly inside. It's a process, it's a journey. It's not an overnight. But know that if you're seeking progress, you will succeed, because at the end of the day, you are becoming aware. You are aware. You're taking ownership of your choices. And every single day, you will become stronger. And you're not doing it alone. So welcome, and nice meeting you.
You too. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that.
We have a question in the chat. I need to cut the alcohol during the weekends, and how do you deal with that?
So I know that Uneris is not the alcohol beverage person. I was getting to a point where I don't think I've ever been an alcoholic. I've enjoyed social drinking, if you can call me a person who used to drink from Thursday to Sunday because I was a hardworking mama, and a wine bottle led to 2 and 3 with the hubby, and I just socially was very involved with wine and sometimes vodka or whatever it may be. But I came to a point where you need to decide what you want to tolerate and what you're going to continue allowing yourself to go through. Like, you need to sacrifice. So Albania is cooking, and it's as simple as that with alcohol. You need to make sacrifices now so that you can reap the results later. And what has alcohol done to you so far to make you feel accomplished, healthier, more energized, more vibrant, more accomplished with your health and fitness goals? So for me, it was a turning point, and it's going to be different for you. It's just a matter of you saying, okay, it's not that I cannot have alcohol. You can have alcohol, but maybe not right now, because your goals is to release 30 pounds. If you are on weight loss mode, and Uneris and I had a call a few weeks ago, you can replay that one. It all depends on your choice and where you are in your journey. And everyone here is in a different phase. If you are on weight loss, you need to make that decision. I'm on weight loss mode, and I need to hold down, tighten up the reins, and truly track my meals. Make sure that right now I'm making a sacrifice. I don't like calling it a sacrifice. It's actually a gift you're giving your body. of
But
not
in the
consuming.
moment, it doesn't feel that.
It doesn't feel that way. Absolutely. You feel like, why am I being
punishing
like
yourself.
punishing yourself? And I don't like that term. But for me, it was that. I was like, at the end, my thoughts were too foggy for me to allow myself to drink another glass of wine. Like, I needed to tackle my emotions, my clarity of mind, and I needed to see results ASAP. So for me, alcohol was impeding me from getting to that point. So I said, you know what? I know how you taste like. I know what you've done for me for the past 30 plus years. I'm going to put you to the side. And when I'm ready for you, I'll get back to you. It's hard as heck to do that decision, but trust and believe that you will love the results once you go back and say, you know what? I'll have a glass of wine here or there. And sometimes I just skip it because I don't want the 3-pound weight gain. And that's what alcohol does for me. Everyone reacts differently.
And I think it goes not only just like the word alcohol, but it could be, for me, it was sweet. Sometimes it could be people. You have like the same reaction that some of us have, like the same toxic reaction we have to alcohol, we could have to desserts, and we could have to people, and we could have to different foods. But what we have to do is out of sight, out of mind. Like, seriously, sometimes we have to give ourselves a time out, because if we're not capable of controlling ourselves, like the fact that we can't control something that is not beneficial to our lives speaks volumes. Like, my father, I always remember my father says, like, if you are in control of your body. If you say you're not going to drink more sugar in your coffee, you're the one in control of your body. My father always said that to me because I bite my nails. And he's like, you can just stop biting your nails. And I'm like, but I can't, because it's a bad habit. And he's like, you are in control of your body. If you stop, you tell yourself, stop, you're supposed to stop. And I know it's not that simple and it takes work, but one of the first things you have to do is remove yourself from that. And that's going to come with maybe changing some friends, like maybe making different plans. I remember at the beginning of my journey, I was not very capable of going to a restaurant and sitting at a table, because I'm one of those people that I eat the 4 courses. I have the appetizer, I have the main course, and then I have the dessert. And I go all out and I'll have a drink. I'm one of those people. So I knew that if I was going to see results, I had to take a time out from visiting restaurants, because I was going to put myself in the mouths of temptation. So sometimes that's what we also have to do. And like Mary said, she puts her exercise in priorities, and her family learns to respect that. Same thing goes for our food choices and our beverage choice. I remember having to bring my own water, sparkling water, to parties because people couldn't understand, how is it that I don't drink? I don't drink. Like, I don't find fun in that. I'm hyper as it is without any alcohol in me. So don't give me any, you know? It's just a matter of choices. And again, identifying what do I want now most for what do I want later, you know? Working for what is that word, Norris, that we always say? What do I want most now for what I want later?
Yeah, you need to make choices now. Like, think of your future self. Like, every choice you make, every food choice, every action that you take today is a reflection of who you will be a month, 2 months, 3 months, 10 years down the line. So make yourself proud with every choice that you make. So
something like it is not what you want now, is what you want most.
Right.
Diana, I think Francesca.
Maddie, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say something in reference to I guess the weekend alcohol things, right? Sometimes, like, I've been to so many weekend hangouts, let's say it's summer, you never said it's summer, everybody's going out. What I've learned to do is, you know how people love to push food and alcohol on you? So as soon as I arrive, I get a solo cup, because sometimes it's not even about the alcohol. It's just about holding something in your hand. So you're at this party, you're at your house, you get the solo cup. Look how you sit there, Norris, with your teacup. You put water in it, right? So, you know, kind of like you have something, you're toasting with something. because sometimes it's just a matter of that as well. That's just a little bit that I
And it
found.
also keeps the food away. So for a person like myself that always was around food, when people didn't see that in me, they felt like, oh man, she must be going through a lot. So they wanted to give me food. Till this day, I have issues with that. My mom still doesn't understand why I'm doing the reset. She
says, you're fine. Why are you doing it?
Yeah, she's actually going to transfer me from mosquito to, ¿qué fue lo que me dijo? Moca.
Oh, mosca.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whatever. The point is having your two hands on the wheel, as long as they see that you're chewing. Gum for me saves me when I'm in a public place because they see me, I'm interacting. You know, it might not be the most social thing to do, but having a glass in hand does help. Or even just serving yourself some food and leaving most of it helps as well. Because they just need to see that you're engaging socially. And if you're not able to, then just don't go. Because then they don't deserve your presence if they don't get it. You know what I mean? They need to be also respectful. And I think that having an open conversation with people that surround you is key. For me, my husband has been very supportive. Like, he met me big, but I chose that I didn't want to be big anymore because I just couldn't I couldn't deal with me anymore. So he's been very respectful. He's a food lover himself, but I can't follow suit in everything that he eats because I won't fit through these doors. He has a different metabolism. I need to do this for me. So I selfishly come into my life every single day and I commit to myself daily because I want to live healthy. So the choices that I make need to be aligned with that. It's not always easy.
No. As far as Francesca, she says you need to find balance between all of my priorities. You have 2 babies under 3, and you're struggling with getting it all done. I need to wake up earlier between my baby feedings and get my day started and go to bed earlier. So basically, learning to put your babies on a schedule would be your biggest priority, and then work around your children's schedule. That would be the next goal. Balance is up for grabs. I don't know, you'll have like a perfect balance, but I think you can work around it and just get better at it. As your children get older, things become better, but you're brave to be starting it now and be in control of it. Diana is a brave soul who is a very good representation of it. It's a matter of learning that it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, if your kids are napping, that's your time. Maybe if you need the nap, go and nap. But if you don't need the nap, get your workout in. And if the living room space is not neat or clean, but it's the 20 minutes that you have to work out, get your workout in and clean later. You see what I'm saying? Prepare your meals ahead of time so that saves you time. Whenever you have free available time, that's your productive minute so that you can be mom and be present with them at hand. And I think it's important for the kids to also see that you're working out and they will join you as young as they are. They'll join in. I remember when I lived with Norris, Elias would come over and he would be between our legs in the kitchen floor, and here we had to, and I've done that with my kids on Saturdays and Sundays when it's my workout time. They know cartoons and I'm gonna go do my 30-minute workout. So I think this was an amazing call. I appreciate every one of you. Diana, I don't know if you have something to share.
Francesca, were you gonna say something?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, I think
Thank you.
much, you even in your question, you put what you needed to do. I think that we all need to always be reassessing what our priorities are. Obviously, our kids are a priority, but and our health is our priority, and that needs to be up there. And then everything else needs to wait or be delegated or not be done at all sometimes. And then everything else starts falling into place because you can't do everything. That's why you said the balance is up for grabs. We can't do everything at once. But if your priority is your health and your kids, then everything's going to shift around and it's going to make more sense,
Yep. So we love you all. We will continue to follow through with Summer Strong. That's our theme. This month of June, the focus is to make ourselves proud. So if you're thinking of skipping that workout, you can't because you're making yourself proud. If you're thinking of skipping your Shaco, you can't because you're making yourself proud. If you're thinking, nah, I'm not going to listen to that book, that's for frou-frou people, you're making yourself proud. If you don't change your mindset, nothing else will change. And just continue to do whatever it takes because the goal at the end of the day is that you are proud with your hard work. Not mine, not Norris's, not Diana's, not Francesca's, not Veronica's, your hard work because you get to live with that. And nobody can take that away from you. All right. So I love you all and I can't wait to celebrate your success.
I can't wait. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. Good
all,
night.
and thank you.
Good night.